know everybody's still grabbing a little something to eat, but we want to get started for the folks that are watching online. A few announcements. Most of everybody knows me already. My name is Chris Welch. I'm a technical assistant specialist for community and cultural outreach. We'd like to welcome everybody to another segment of our community leadership training. I am not doing it tonight for one of the first few times. We have a new presenter tonight. But before we get started with that, I want to talk to you guys about a few announcements. As you guys know, tomorrow's the last day for our grants, closeouts, everything's getting wrapped up. So October the 6th, here at the community room over here on the other side, we will be doing our grant rollout at 6 p.m. That'll give you guys an opportunity. We'll talk to you guys about our COTA grant and also the community work grant. We'll cover it and hold the Q&A session so everybody can ask some questions about the process. There are a few changes, so it'll be good to set in and talk. And of course, we'll feed you guys just like always. So come hang out with us for a little bit. The next thing will be October the 13th. Will be our next cultural presentation. That will be right here in this room, the OCO training room, and be streamed live again. And that will be over traditional Cherokee foods by our Cherokee National Treasurer, Edith Knight. So come join us for that. She's going to talk about a lot of cool things that we all of us around here may be familiar with, but not everyone may not be. The hunting and the gathering of wishy and the process of making kanachi and where to find those wild onions that we all love so much with eggs, right? So come join us for that. The next community leadership training will be October 27th, right here in this room, 10 a.m., 6 p.m. session, just like always. Keep in mind your TA hours start over on October 1st, so it's not AT&T. We don't have a rollover plan, so it all starts over from zero, guys. So whether you're way ahead or way behind, it's going to start over, okay? So, and then our next Saturday training, we're going to continue the Saturday seminar series. Our next one we're tentatively setting for November the 7th, and it will be Social Media for Nonprofits by the Oklahoma Center for Nonprofits. So come join us for that. You'll get more information about that very soon. That being said, again, this is our community leadership series. Those are just some of the things we have coming up. And at this time, I would like to introduce our new TA specialist, Mr. Brad Wagnon.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, my name is Brad Wagnon. I'm a new employee, a new TA specialist with Community and Cultural Outreach. I've been with them for about 4 months. Just real quickly, a little bit about myself so that you know that I do have a little bit of experience, albeit with a younger crowd. I was a high school teacher for 10 years. I taught Cherokee history, culture, language at Tahlequah High School. And just on the note of what we're talking about tonight, and I'll be referring back to it a lot during my presentation because it's my experience as far as volunteer recruitment and retention goes. I've also been a volunteer firefighter at Gideon Fire Department for 10 years. I've been on the board there, and I'm a lieutenant on our fire department now. And so I have a little bit of experience in getting people to come do things and stay. So I have a little bit of experience in what we're talking about tonight, which is staying strong through recruitment and retention. And every time we have one of these trainings, that is what a lot of people say. We just can't get people to participate. We can't get people to stay. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Just as a reminder, Kevin's got a microphone over there. If you have a question or a comment, please try to wait for your question or comment till he gets the microphone to you, because the folks, you guys can hear me just fine, and most of us can hear each other and hear just fine, but the folks that are going to be watching on the internet can't hear what we're saying unless you have a microphone. That's why I'm wearing this thing. So our agenda for today, welcome introductions. We've already done that just a little bit. You guys are going to get a chance to talk to each other a whole lot more as we go through this, so you can introduce yourselves to each other if you haven't done that already. Learning objectives. We're going to talk about what we're going to learn. I've got an activity where you actually get to mingle. That's the point of the activity, is for you guys to talk to each other. We're going to talk about skills needed for strong recruitment. and I'm going to give a little presentation over one of the handouts that was on the front table out there. Then we'll have a break, another activity about what makes you stay at your organizations. Then another presentation over a handout, the basic of retention, the art of retention. And then I'm going to have you come up with a community slogan or organization slogan. And then we'll talk about what we're going to do next and talk about what we're going to take back to our organizations. Ground rules: be respectful. Wait your turn to speak. Wait on the microphone to speak if you can hold back your comment for that long. If you're going to forget it before the microphone gets there, please go ahead and speak. But observe time frames. No solicitation. If you have something to sell, sell it out there. Don't sell it in here, okay? No cell phones set to vibrate or silent. I'm going to do that with mine right now. If it's not already, that's a chance for you guys to do that with yours as well. There are no wrong answers on stun, yeah. There are no wrong answers. I want participation, so there's nothing that you can say in here that's wrong. Other people might say it differently or see it differently, but it's not wrong. And we're going to, as always, have some fun. So here's what we're going to learn tonight. We're going to have the ability to deliver a brief recruitment pitch to the other community leaders, have the capacity to ask good questions and identify why community members participate or why they don't. Understand what makes people want to get involved and stay involved, which is what we're all wanting, right? Understand the need for persistence in recruitment and the ability to develop a basic plan to recruit members, retain members, and find community assets. Chris talked about power mapping a couple of presentations ago. Those are your community assets. He was talking about finding those people in your community that are going to help you. So our first activity is called Mingle Mingle, and that's what I want you guys to do. I swore this morning that when you guys came in here, I was going to have you set with somebody that you didn't know, because these next couple activities kind of are better if you don't know the person, but you can talk to whoever you want. I'm not going to make you guys move chairs or anything like we did in grade school, but just try to, if you do know the person really well, try to pretend like you don't. Try to talk to them like you don't, okay? All right. Our activity, Mingle Mingle, this is what it's going to be. Everybody's going to find a partner, one partner, and you're going to try to convince them to do something with you. Examples: try to get them to watch your favorite movie. Ladies, try to get them to help you clean out your closet. Try to help get them to get you to clean your house. This doesn't really make a whole lot of sense right now, but it will once we get to our next step. So what I want you to do is pair up, take a couple minutes with somebody, try to convince them to do something. All right? Anything that you want them to do. We had somebody in our morning session convince somebody to actually come to an event that they were actually having. So take a couple minutes, talk to people. I'll give you about 5 minutes. You can talk to more than one person if you want to. The more people you talk to, the better, okay?
I'm good. Where are you from? You're in Cherokee. He was our postmaster in Marble City. So, and that's where I'm from, Marble City. Okay, so what are you going to convince me of? Well, like maybe we're having a fall festival in Marble City this weekend. How do we do this? I talked to a lady at school today, and she told me that they were able to clone her grandson in the winter by coming to the garage sale. Because he wasn't very old, I think he was 2 or 3, so he was just a baby, so it was just then we'll have our lots of members. We have a free barbecue at 4 o'clock at the church. I'm not sure if it's barbecue chicken or just barbecue. They'll smear it on it. Just kind of, and the music starts in 3 minutes. So, and it's gospel and mostly gospel, some country, but mostly gospel. Around 5:36, and then we have Western at 7, and we have the final, and it's 7 to 10. And okay, pumpkin pie. Are they okay? They're going to be there for 7. Pretty much what we're going to do Saturday is going to be cake. And I think we started the fall in 2000. So we've done experiment before that. Probably that's what I thought. So how after you prepare it, do you still use your hands? You still You've already got your treasures. So
They'll bounce me up.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get back toward our seats. If we moved, we're gonna. Okay. All right. What we're going to do next is we're going to do a little bit of brainstorming together as a group. I'm going to write some answers down. So this is the time when you're either going to need the microphone or I'm going to need to repeat what you said. And if I have to repeat what you said, it's going to take twice as long. So Kevin will get around the microphone as he can. Kind of raise your hand if you want to say something, okay? So from this activity or from your personal experience outside of here, what are some traits of a great recruiter, of someone that's good at recruiting?
I say a passion for what you're doing.
Passion for what you're doing. Just raise your hand and Kevin will come to you.
You can't be afraid to talk to someone about something that they're interested in, you're interested in. It can benefit both.
So, no fear? No fear. What else?
You have to be versatile. You have to be able to communicate with all different types of people because your approach is really important, and you have to approach different people in different ways.
Communicate with different types of people, right? You gotta.
And you have to be knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable. I brought that out. I kind of had to pull it out of them in the morning session. You have to be knowledgeable about your organization, about what you're trying to do, right? If you're trying to recruit somebody to your organization or your cause, if you don't know anything about it, it's not going to be very effective, is it?
Another thing is you need to be concise because someone doesn't want to stand there for 15 minutes and listen to you going on and on.
Concise. They don't want to stand there and listen to you ramble, do they? We're going to talk about that here in just a little bit, about being very specific in what you ask people to do. What else? Anybody over here? Is that it? All right. So these are some things that that you need to be a great or a strong recruiter. Who was the best? Did anybody talk to somebody that was really good at recruiting just now? Anybody talk? Who was the best recruiter in here? Jeff? Yes. He's got you on board, doesn't he?
You convinced me that I ought to give him my cookies.
Oh, he convinced you to give him his cookies. He must be a smooth talker then. Yeah, he must be a really smooth talker.
I talked to Sue Wood, and she was very knowledgeable.
She's very knowledgeable about what you're doing, isn't she?
I went over there to old Mr. Wilson. I was going to recruit him. I was going to tell him we had bingo to Thursday night and a potluck Saturday at noon, gospel singing at 1, and what else was it I was going to tell him? And anyway, he handed me 3 flyers. He's got our whole crew going to show up at his event.
Yeah. Speaking of events, Chris forgot to mention, he asked me to mention it, that we have another event on October 10th. Kevin's been working real hard on it. During the day, we'll have a filmmakers festival where you get to talk to a actual maker of Native American films. It's at the Sequoia Gym, place where they play from 1 to 3. That's Saturday, October 10th. And then we have free movies that night at the Dream Theater. The first one will be at 6 o'clock. It's called Legends from the Sky. Travis Holt Hamilton is the filmmaker that's going to be doing the seminar, and he made this film, wrote it and directed it. And at 8 o'clock is going to be More Than Fry Bread, which is another film that he has done. So everybody come out. That's open to everybody. 6 o'clock at the Dream Theater, and then 8 o'clock at the Dream Theater. They're going to be showing them back to back. All right, we're going to go over this this handout that I gave you. It's called the 5 Steps to Recruitment That Works. Okay, so if everybody got the handout, it's 5 steps to recruitment that works. Did not everybody get it? Okay, there's some out on the table if somebody might go grab some. The first one is develop your recruitment goals. Know who you're going to recruit and what you're going to recruit them for. If you have a position open on your board, if you want to, this morning I talked about starting a youth program. One of the examples I gave was you don't want to recruit somebody to start your youth program who doesn't like kids. These ladies can testify, and Linda can testify as well. There's some people, believe it or not, that teach that don't like kids. I don't know why in the world they teach, but they don't last very long, do they? If you don't like kids in that profession, you're not going to last very long. It's the same with your organization. If you recruit the wrong person for something, they're not going to last very long. Develop a list of prospective members and places to recruit. Same thing. Know who to recruit and where you're going to recruit them. One of the best places to recruit people, in my opinion, is at churches, because they're already there. A lot of people are already there wanting to help. And so if you have a good cause that they're going to get on board with, you can recruit. Your events that you have are a good place to recruit. If you have an event, people that are coming to that event are obviously already inclined to come to your event. So that's a good place to recruit. You want to put your best foot forward at your events and recruit there. And that prospective members, that's part of that power mapping thing. There's certain people in certain communities that everybody kind of gravitates toward, that everybody kind of follows, right? So if you can get that person in your group, then you can do a good thing and have your Hammy. Her phone rings constantly. I can attest to that. Even if we all go to lunch together, she's got 2 or 3 phone calls to answer. Develop and practice your recruitment rap. I'm going to tell you guys, the original plan in this presentation was to actually have you guys rap at the end. We're not going to do that, though, unless you want to. But we are going to come up with a slogan. We are going to come up with a slogan. You're going to have you come up with a slogan for your organization, or a jingle, or talk about jingles that everybody recognizes that stick in people's heads for a lifetime. And if you could do that with your organization and your community, people would really like that. Understand the power of 7. I thought this was kind of cool. This curriculum is not developed by anybody at Cherokee Nation. It's somebody in the Northeast. But 7 is a very sacred number to Cherokee people, right? You see 7 all the time in our stories and our ceremonies, all over the place. And this power of 7 says that someone has to hear something on average 7 times before they act on it. So you have to be persistent when you're talking to people. I'm glad Tony's here again, because I told him he had to be here so I could use him as an example. He said, I'm going to be here anyway. He was here this morning. Tony lives in our fire district, Gideon Fire District, where I'm a firefighter. Tony's a firefighter for the Forestry Service, and I knew that. And so I've been asking him month after month after month for about a year now to come to one of our meetings and to join our fire department. And he told me this morning that he's going to do that. He's going to come to our next meeting and join our fire department. So be consistent in asking people, and have persistence when you do that. Always wait for an answer. People are not going to help your organization if you don't ask them to. We put up a sign outside our fire department that said volunteers needed, and within 2 weeks we had about 6 new volunteers. We had a little slogan on there that said something like long hours, low pay, but great honor, something like that. And then we had our phone number, and we got about half a dozen new firefighters out of that. Now, they're not all still there. A couple of them, just didn't want to do it. They decided it wasn't for them. But we still have several firefighters. We increased our roster over 2 years from about 12 people to about 24, 25 people. And about 15 or 16 of those people actually show up when their pagers go off. So that's a good thing. And that was just by putting a sign out that said, we need help. So always ask, and always expect, or always wait for an answer. All right, a little break. Let you guys get some more coffee or some more drinks, go to the restroom, whatever you need to do. Find chairs. We're running out of chairs. So you might want to save your chair. we're going to start back right away with another group activity. This says 3 or 4, but in a group this size, if you want to break up into 5 or 6, that would be fine as well. Again, this works a little bit better if you're not talking to people from your own organization. If you're around those people, though, it can work within an organization as well. So it's up to you. But what I want you to do is I want you to take about 10 minutes, and I want you to talk about why you stay at your organization. And I want you to do is take one of your handouts that you have extra, and maybe within your group, come up with about 3 good reasons why you stay at an organization. And I also want you to come up with at least 1 reason why people leave organizations. Why do they go? Okay, so within your group, 3 reasons why they stay, and at least 1 reason why they go. And like I said, you can group up with as many people as is comfortable for you to talk with in this space, and just talk about that for about 10 minutes, okay? And we'll put them on the board here.
Sorry, could you just repeat that?
Nope. It sure is for Kevin's stretch. I know that much.
Some people do. That's
It's not, she's not getting any. But they do stay for recognition because they keep their horn, you know.
even though maybe it's not personal passion, some people do it because they serve. They may not necessarily be passionate about that particular issue, but they feel that they have something like that.
Because our school went out and we want to keep a place for people to come to mingle, just to keep up with what's going on in the city community. There's a need. They want to make a difference.
That's a good reason.
You like the organization?
Group I like to read, so I'm in it because it's good books. Spell camaraderie.
The board has
You don't have people working with each other. Instead, whoops, and you don't know what to expect, and sometimes you get really upset about things that have happened, and it's not really what they thought they were saying, you know.
Sometimes it's not so much that the group changes, it is that you change. You know, you might outgrew them.
So we've had why you join and stay. I assume you have vested interest, you have ownership. It benefits you and the community. It's important you believe in it. Sometimes though you leave because you are disappointed in the leadership. Changed what they had. Maybe they said we're going to do this, and they go completely. Or God has shifted your focus. You or the group has changed. Is that right? Is there any others that you can have?
You don't get recognized for it.
States on my head. I can't think of anything else.
All right, 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes.
Turn the lights out,
I'm going to go around the room and have them share a little bit, so I'll start over here.
Don't like
Put the microphone when she says that, Kevin. It's good on record it.
It's good to see you.
Okay, we're gonna go around the room here in just a minute and get some of y'all's answers. Since we have so many folks, just give us a couple of your answers. When Kevin comes around with the microphone, we're gonna start over here, and give me a little bit of time to write them down. Even if somebody else has already said the answers that you wanted to give, go ahead and say them, because that's what we're going to do up here. We're going to kind of compare the answers that everyone gives and see if we can come up with, as a group, two or three things that we're gonna have as our top reasons. Okay. All right. So this group over here first.
Okay, our group came up with the idea that you have an invested interest in it. A lot of times it's something you founded. You have a passion for it, so you've founded this, and you've invested your life in it.
Okay. Yep. What about reasons that people might leave?
All right. A lot of times it could be they're disappointed in leadership, poor leadership, or disappointed in leadership.
Okay. Okay. What about the next group?
We said you like the organization and you enjoy it.
Okay.
And one of the reasons for leaving is friction.
Friction. Okay. Friction could be between people within the group, right? What about the next group up there?
Some of the reasons why some people stay is to get recognition.
Okay.
They also want to make a difference.
Okay. What about a reason that people might leave?
The meetings are too early,
Okay.
disorganized.
So meeting time and organization. Okay. All right. What about the next group? We can go down here for a minute so Kevin will have to walk so much.
Well, we put on, we believe in the purpose of the organization that's serving the community. And as for leaving, we've got several things listed there, but I think boredom.
What's that?
Boredom.
Boredom? Bored. Okay. All right. What about another group? Where's our next one, John?
A reason people get involved, some people do it just for recognition.
For recognition,
Want to be recognized as doing something. And some people leave because they're overwhelmed. They're too busy.
Too busy.
Too many irons in the fire.
Yep. Okay. What about y'all down here?
The reason why to stay is because they love to help people.
Love to help people. Yep.
And why go is no time or nothing in it for them.
Okay. All right. Next group. Did you guys have a group up here? Who's your spokesperson?
To help people
Help people.
and socialize.
Yeah, that's one that we came up with this morning. Is a lot of people use it as their social
And then anger for the other.
anger. All right. What about you guys down here? Did y'all talk about it, Jeff?
We were with.
Oh, you were with them. All right. All right.
I talked to Jeff, and we decided there was no perfect answer to anything.
No, there
What
is.
it was, Jeff? We've got the same kind of problem.
Yeah. There's no perfect answer to all these questions, is there? All right. What about groups back here in the back?
Well, sometimes I think it's stubbornness that makes people stay on.
Stubborn.
Stubbornness. At least with my group, if you tell them no, they're stubborn, and they're going to make it work.
Yeah. What about a reason that people go?
Sometimes they don't feel appreciated.
Don't feel appreciated. Okay.
I think a reason someone would stay because they see the evidence of doing good in the community.
They see evidence of doing good in the community. They see improvement.
And why a lot of people leave is lack of communication or no communication.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. Lack of communication. All right, Felicia gets to talk since she wasn't here this morning.
Yeah. One reason would be just for the passion.
Passion?
Yeah.
Passion for what they're doing, yes.
And then for leaving, being underappreciated.
Underappreciated. All right, do we have any more groups?
Okay, for to stay is the purpose is being fulfilled. Whatever purpose you are
What was it?
portraying.
Being fulfilled.
Uh-huh. And the reason for leaving is that you don't want to listen.
Don't want to listen.
Don't want to
listen.
listen
to people. Okay. You were with them?
Yeah.
Cole doesn't want to talk. All right, that's a good list anyway. So we're going to cover a lot of these in the next handout that I gave you about retaining people. But I just wanted to point out a few. A lot of these reasons for you guys had some of the same answers. You had some of the same answers as we did this morning, and a lot of them go back to the same things. And you can almost draw lines between a lot of these as opposites. So the reasons for staying and the reasons for going are usually exact opposites of each other. You see evidence of improvement, but there might be lack of communication. If you're not communicating well, then all the people can't see what's going on, right? You might not be at the same events. You might not get the email or get the phone call. We're going to talk about that here in just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and move on to that. The handout that you have says the art of retention, and this slide says the basics of retention. This slide is going to go along with that handout that was on the table. The first basic of retention is communicate the value, not the features of your membership. And the example that I gave is going to directly contradict one of the things on the lower part. But we have a problem, especially in the fire service, with people that we call T-shirt models. They show up to a couple meetings, they get the T-shirt, they get the bumper sticker that says they're a firefighter, and then we never see them again. And then we have to track them down a few months later to get all their stuff back. Okay? Because when that pager goes off or when that meeting is going on, those folks that aren't in it for the right reason, they're at the club picking up ladies with their firefighter T-shirt. Okay? Those are T-shirt models. All right? So communicate not what people get from your organization, but what they can contribute to. Okay? They can contribute to their community, and in doing that, they're going to help themselves as well. If their community gets better, then that's going to benefit them. So don't recruit people with all this stuff that you're going to give them, but recruit them with your true purpose of helping the community. So that's what it's talking about. It says the value, not the features. Respect your members' time. This isn't saying don't expect them to put in time. Expect them to be there at the meetings, at the events. We're going to talk a little later about how you have to actually tell them when those events are taking place if you're going to expect them to be there. But be on time. If your board meeting starts at 6 o'clock and you have somebody new coming to the board meeting or to your volunteer meeting, be there at 5:45. Because I'm one of those chronically early people. Okay, if I'm going to something new, I'm going to be there 15 or 20 minutes early. That's just the way I am. And you have people like that. You have people that are going to be chronically late. But if they're there at 6:15, the meeting's supposed to start at 6 and none of the board members are there yet, they're going to think those people are chronically late. So respect your members' time. Be intentional about community building. And this isn't talking about the community building outside your organizations. This is talking about community building within your organization. Do things other than have board meetings or have volunteer meetings. Go out to dinner. Go do things outside and be intentional about that. If you're on the board, if you're the president of the board or whatever, be intentional about doing things with your members outside of just the regular meeting. That helps build community. The best example that I have is, again, from the fire service. We train together. I've known guys on my fire department for 10 years, but there's guys that have been on for a year that I'm closer with simply because we trained together. We took 2-month Firefighter 1 course in January and February, and some of those guys hadn't been on for very long, but I'm closer with a lot of those guys now than I am with some of the people that have been on forever, because we did something together other than just our regular meetings or whatever, okay? So be intentional about that. Go out of your way to build community within your organization. Engage new members in building the group. Somebody said something about you have to have knowledge earlier to recruit people. Your new people to your group are some of your best recruiters. Why? Because they're still passionate about the group. They're new, they're not burnt out, they have a passion for what you're doing. So if you can get them up to speed on what you're doing as quickly as possible, then they're going to help you out with recruiting other new people. Some of your best recruiters are people that are new, and if you can get them the knowledge they need right away, then they can help you recruit. Conduct regular member check-ins, and for some of you this is going to be easy because there's only 10 people in your organization. For other people this is going to be really hard because there's 100 people in your organization. But this is talking about checking in with your members in small groups, if you have a bunch of people, or if you have a few people individually. Like I said, if you're the president of the board, if you're on the board, make it a point to check in with people. Not only to build community, but just to see how they're doing, how they're feeling about the organization. Some people may not feel comfortable talking in a large group. So if you get people one-on-one, they're more likely to tell you maybe some problems that they see or things like that. So get with them one-on-one. Now this is the one that directly goes against the one I said at the top. Develop materials for members. T-shirts are great, okay? So people can represent your organization. Just be careful who you hand those T-shirts out to, because when they're wearing them, they're representing your organization. Develop promotional materials, brochures, flyers, business cards that people from your organization can hand out to tell other people what you do. Not only does that help you recruit, but that helps you retain people because they feel like they're making a difference. They feel like they're a part. You're trusting them with your materials. You're trusting them to recruit people to your organization, so it makes them feel like they're a part of your organization. Always remember key dates. Okay? One of the worst things to do, and we all do it, it's really hard to remember everything. That's why it's good to have things written down, is you go to a board meeting and you talk about all these things, about these dates, what you're going to do, and then 5 minutes after everybody leaves, you remember something else that you didn't tell them. And then what do you have to do? You got to call everybody on the phone and say, hey, I forgot, next week there's this thing. So remember key dates. Remember the details about things that you're going to do, times, places, so that you can communicate that to people. Because what inevitably happens if you forget to tell the people as a group, somebody gets left out, right? You forget to call that one person, all right, and they get mad when the event comes up and they didn't know about it. Okay, so as a board member, as somebody that's responsible in your organization, it's important to remember those key dates when you have all those people together as an audience so that you can include everybody. Because just like it's hard to remember all the key dates, it's after the meeting it's hard to remember who you called and who you didn't call, and you might leave somebody out. And the last one is regularly celebrate accomplishments. Now this is talking about accomplishments as an organization, but this morning I wanted to take that a step further. Regularly celebrate your members' accomplishments. Even if it's something like having a child or having a grandchild. As a person that's responsible in your organization, call them, congratulate them. You know, it makes people feel special. And also celebrate accomplishments within your organization. Say you had a fundraiser and you raised $3,000. Would $3,000 be pretty good for everybody in here to raise? So take $150 of that and cook hamburgers for everybody. Celebrate your accomplishments, the things that you do. Take time to do that. Okay, now this is our last activity, and like I said, the original design in this in this presentation was to actually have you rap. And if you want to rap, by all means, you may rap. Okay, but what I want you to do is I want you to get within your organization. If you have several people from your organization here, and I want you to come up with a slogan or a jingle. Now, some examples of some good slogans that stick with us for our entire life. Okay? Like a good neighbor. Whose slogan is that? State Farm. Okay, everybody in the United States knows that State Farm's slogan, right? It sticks with you. What about Where's the Beef? Who remembers Where's the Beef? It's Wendy's. Yeah, people that were around in the 80s, they remember that Wendy's is Where's the Beef. What about Taste the Rainbow? Skittles. Skittles. I like candy. Skittles is one of my favorites. And this is one of my other favorites. This is another one of those 80s ones. If you're around the 80s, you'll remember this slogan. The choice of a new generation. What was it? Pepsi. Pepsi. Pepsi's another one of my favorites. So a good slogan sticks with people forever. And it doesn't have to be a slogan that's going to be nationwide like these are. It's just got to stick with the people. It's got to resonate with the people that you're trying to reach, the people in your community. So what I want you to do is I want you to get together as your community groups. If you have more than one person here from your community group, if you don't, get with some other community groups and maybe they can help you figure out a slogan for your organization as well. But we're going to see how much time we got here. We're going to take about 20 minutes. I'll give you 20 minutes to come up with a good slogan. It needs to tell people what you do. You can add if it works within your slogan, you can add the name of your organization, tell people who you are. You can at least add the community that you serve in there would be a good thing, okay?
And I might suggest that a good place to start is writing a list of words down that represent your community or what you want to represent your community.
Yep, write a list, like what Kevin said, write a list of words down that represent your group, your community. But does anybody still need more time? All right, maybe we can get you out of here a little bit earlier then. All right, if everybody's about ready, we're going to go with our slogans or our jingles or our raps, whatever you guys are going to do. Raps are what we had for dinner, right? But everybody, I'm going to go around to every organization and have you guys tell your slogan. We'll start back there in the back with Ichota because they already had one going, I think, unless they came up with another one. But we'll start with them back there. And Chris is going to judge who has the best slogan. So the best slogan, your organization gets an extra hour of TA credit. So yeah, speak when you're speaking. Speak loud so everybody can hear. All right.
All right. We're the Ichota Ceremonial Grounds. The slogan we came up with is "Stomp Dancers do it all night long."
They're talking about dancing, folks. I don't know what y'all are thinking about. Don't know what y'all are thinking about. All right, Rosalind, Project A.
Yes, our organization is Project A Association, and ours is Let the Work You Do Speak for You.
Let the work you do speak for you. That's Project A. All right. Well, it doesn't work in here in the speakers. It just works for the folks at home so they can hear. I'll repeat it for y'all if I need to.
Unity in the community, Lions Community Association.
Unity in the community, Lions Community Association. Very good. They're all with Ichota. Who's speaking for Tri-Community?
Oh, don't let it keep going to him.
No, don't. This is all they're doing. Just so you guys know.
Okay.
We came up with a jingle, and we said, "I'm stuck on web, 'cause web is stuck on me." Yeah.
There we go.
I'm really glad you didn't let JR do it then.
All right, down here with Fairfield. Y'all come up with one, Jeff?
Yes, is come and join the Fairfield Community Organization. It will make you proud.
Come and join Fairfield Community Organization. It will make you proud. Are we going to go with Watts down here? I don't know if we want to do that or not, Kevin. She's
So much fun. Okay.
way excited.
Watts Community. Okay, and it says, pull your head up your caboose and see what's happening.
That goes with
Good night, folks.
We have a slogan. It's the Tahlequah Men's Shelter, and we have helping the homeless find a way back home.
Helping the homeless find a way back home. Very good. You're going to have a tough job tonight, Chris.
We're going to have a song in a minute.
Oh, you're going to have a song in a minute and a dance? All right. Marble City.
We have two.
Got two, all right.
Welcome to Marble City, building on the past in Doogie Town since 1903. And the other one is Breakfast at the Bank that Pretty Boy Floyd did not rob.
There's a story behind that one.
We all have heard of Doogie Town.
All right. Susan.
Ride the rails back in time with ACH and GA. Choo-choo.
When you're down and out, we will help you out.
When you're down and out, we'll help you out. Jeremiah 29.
A bunch of Al Sharpton fans.
Cherokee National Treasures Association, Saving the Lost Arts.
Saving the Lost Arts, Cherokee National Treasures Association. Uh-oh. They're going to sing, Chris.
We're going to attempt to do this rap, okay? Ready, girls? Hit it. We are the SPLFS. We are the BEST best. In kids we do invest. So put us to the test. Join the SPLFS.
All right.
I'm not going after that. Now, we are Cherokees for Black Indian History Preservation, and ours is CBIHP, established so everyone will know Black Cherokee history.
Good job. Is that everybody? Did everybody get a chance for their organization to speak? Do-overs? Jeff wants do-overs. You're going to sing a song.
Okay, and then there's a prize for the person that identifies the logo.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and forgive us for the
we
singing.
can't sing. Yeah,
Okay.
and we're not.
It wasn't his idea. We're not singers. Okay. TAHLEQ, UAH Men's Shelter, safe and warm. It's so inviting. Flushing toilet, so exciting. TAHLEQ, UAH Men's Shelter. It's a home for those in need. Come by, if you please. Donate right now. What song is that?
I don't know what song that is. Who knows what song that is?
It's Harrigan, but it's Edmondson. Remember, that was his slogan.
I don't know if I know who that is or not. All right. All right, Chris, do you need time to...
No, it's a split for me. It's got to be the two that actually have the nerve to get up and sing.
So he didn't...
I love Coles, by the way.
He didn't quite pull a Tammy and give it to everybody, but he gave it to two people. All right. All right, we're going to try to close up here, and I'll give you guys a little bit of time. There was an evaluation that I handed out, so make sure you do that before you leave. But I want to kind of go around and see what you guys learned. At least one person from every organization that wants to speak. Tell us something that you are going to take back to your community, to your organization from tonight's training. Who wants to speak for Echota?
Speaking, it's on there.
Is Dave going to speak for you guys? All right.
Yeah, I'll speak for the ground. One thing that we can take back to organization is I think the feeling that we got from letting each other know we're appreciated. And in the very beginning of tonight's session, that was one of the things that came up, and it came up earlier today too. And you know, if people don't feel appreciated, they probably going to wander off. And so I think it's a sign of maturity and respect to make everyone feel appreciated, even the little kids that are involved, especially the little kids, because you need them to step up down the road. So that's something we'll take away from here.
Thank you. Make everybody feel appreciated. That's one of the basics of keeping people. All right. You're going to... Judge, you want to... Judge or Lena, you want to say anything?
We got really quiet.
Yeah. Anybody else?
We're not passing the plate, you know.
Came up, I think, with a really good slogan, and we're going to use it in our brochure. So that.
Yep. That's what I was hoping from
We're
the...
going to make a record, but we are going to use their slogan.
They're going to use their slogan that they came up with. Yeah, I was hoping that slogan thing would be something that you could actually use and actually bring up before your board if you had a really good one. So
If you sing that
good.
again, you're going to have a record.
Yeah. Anybody? It's something that you're going to take away from tonight and take back to your organization. Grace?
I think for us, the power of seven, I think there's a fine line that you don't want to bug people, but you do want them to know that you'd really like to have them join you.
Yeah, you don't want to be buggy, but you do want to be persistent. That's a good thing to learn, that line between there. Anybody down here on the front row? Front row is supposed to be my star pupils up here.
Make it fun.
Make it fun and exciting, and they'll keep coming back.
Yeah.
Not only just give time, but make it exciting for them.
Yeah, that was brought up this morning too. A couple trainings back, we talked about getting people to come to events, and we said something about free food and fun. So fun is something that have fun. Don't just have all your meetings and things. Have fun with them as well. Somebody's throat got sore all of a sudden. All right, anything else before we close out here? All right, for those people online that are going to watch this, there is a here at the bottom of this PowerPoint that you can go to and do an evaluation. And for those of you that are here, there was evaluations on the front table out there. So if you would take some time to fill those out, be brutally honest with me, please. And after that, y'all are free to go. Here's our last slide is our information slide. Most of you guys got copies of the PowerPoint, and that slide is the last one. This is all our contact information for our office. Just hand them to somebody, Tammy or Chris or someone as you walk out the door. Thank y'all for coming.